What is going on, everybody? Just the Savage here, and welcome back to another Terraria Let's Play video. And today we are going to be tackling episode 23 of our Terraria Let's Play series. In the previous video, we all know what happened for, well, at least those of you who watched the previous video. In the previous video, I completely went ballistic trying to fight off the solar eclipse event, and we all know that at the very end I accidentally bought some really destructive ammunition from the cyborg for our grenade launcher, and this is pretty much the aftermath of that mistake. And I'm going to get to the reason why I am bringing this up in a minute. Also, in the last video, as I already mentioned, we fought the solar eclipse, hoping to get some better stuff to help us fight the golem. And as you guys can see, I repaired our base. I hope the NPCs are not mad at me, but the NPCs really do need to know how to close doors. So, in today's video, we are going to repair this mess outside. And I'm going to be doing it in a very efficient way. I'm going to be doing it in such a way that will actually help us progress through the game so that we can actually go fight the golem. Now, what I want to do is that I want to transform that devastating mess outside into our overworld mushroom biome. There is a way that you can do it. It requires the use of mud blocks, mushroom seeds, and that's pretty much about it. And once we create our mushroom biome, we will be able to spawn in the game will be able to spawn in a very special NPC that will sell us a very unique crafting station, which we can use to make shroomite bars, which we are going to need in order to make the shroomite armor. Now, the shroomite armor, I do not know if it's better, comparable, or worse than the turtle armor we already have. I looked on the wiki, and it said that you can fight the golem in the turtle armor, but because the turtle armor has that natural debuff that makes enemies target you and spawn more frequently, I want to change our armor, because I do not want lizards coming at us every 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds while we're trying to fight the golem. So one of the things that we're going to be attempting to do is to make the shroomite armor, but I don't think that's going to be in today's video. It really depends. Also, in today's video, we are going to be upgrading a weapon that we already have, and I'm not talking about using the goblin. I'm not talking about using him. I'm actually talking about, like, taking a pre-hard mode weapon and turning it into a hard mode weapon. And that is the first thing that we're going to do, because I already have the stuff for it, and the weapon that we are going to be making is so much better than the one that we already have right now. Also, in today's video, we're going to be looking for that sacred simplicity. I hope we find it in today's video. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, I did not want to do that, but taking a look at our inventory, if I can remember what buttons to press, you can see that I got a broken hero sword. Now, this combined with the Knight's Edge at an anvil will turn it into the true Knight's Edge. And the true Knight's Edge is so much better than our Savage Chlorophyte Claymore, if you can believe that. But what I want to do is that I do not think we have our goblin. I do not think we got back our goblin after he was massacred in the previous video. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take the True Knight's Edge and we're going to give it the best prefix possible, and then we're going to turn it into the Savage True Knight's Edge, 112 melee damage, 18% critical strike chance, average speed, average knockback. It's a material, plus 10% to damage, plus 10% to size, and plus 10% to knockback. And this is so much better than the Savage Chlorophyte Claymore. Let's see if it has a ranged projectile, because if it does, which it does, this is going to be a really good weapon for us to have, and it's probably going to get us through a lot of hard mode, probably until we go to fight Duke Fishron, which is if we take a look at our boss list here, we fought Plantera. The next boss that we have to fight is the Golem. These are all bosses that only spawn during certain events, which is why we haven't done them yet. So after the Golem, yes, we do fight Fishron. Then after that, we fight my favorite boss in the entire game, which is the Lunatic Cultist. I did one video in my top 5 most favorite bosses video. He is mentioned in there. And then after we fight the Lunatic Cultist, that starts the I wonder what this is called. It's some kind of event. It's an inevitable event that you have to go through. And after you do this event, I believe it's called the Solar Event or something like that, you have to defeat these 4 pillars, and then after that, you do the current final boss of Terraria, which is the Moon Lord. So guys, we are actually 3 bosses away from doing the Moon Lord. So we really shouldn't be in here that much longer, but you'll never know what might happen. So we're going to close that out now. And now that we have the true Knight's Edge, the Savage True Knight's Edge, we are going to get started repairing this tragedy here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out some mud blocks. I can do this because you guys have already seen this. So, and with infinite reach on, we're just going to start building. So I'm sorry if this turns out to be a really boring video, but for those of you, only those of you who watched the previous video will actually remember what happened, because I went absolutely ballistic because I was panicking, and Mothrin just kept on spawning and spawning and spawning, and it was getting annoying. I mean, after a while, you know, something like that does tend to get a little annoying, but what we're doing right now is something I like to call recovery. And we're just going to get rid of some of this terrain that's just going to be a nuisance as we continue on. Okay, picking all that stuff up. So I'm sorry if I went completely ballistic last episode. It was totally, like, I wasn't expecting what happened to actually, you know, happen. So, yeah. I'm trying to keep... Wait a minute, what am I doing? I just need to fill this in because, you know... So, we have to make the Shroomite armor, and in order to make the Shroomite armor, we need to first get some more chlorophyte. And I do not know if I have any more at the house. That's something that I'm gonna have to look into. If not, I can just spawn some in. But I do need to get some mushroom seeds, and I believe you get those in the underground mushroom biome. I'm not completely sure. There's my phone going off, another YouTube notification. I am subscribed to so many people, but yeah. So we're just filling in all these holes, the holes that we made. Okay. Now a lot of people like to make the mushroom biome flat, but I like to keep it looking somewhat natural. So we're just going to keep on building, like, kind of like naturally. I also want to make this easy to traverse. Now, I have been wanting to spread the hollow in this world, but we all know that the hollow can be a major pain. So I'm really not like, okay, a lot of people like to spread the hollow because it's colorful, and people just don't like the plain biomes after they get to post Moonlord. So there's that for you. And I have to be honest with you guys, I only took a look at the armor requirements, not necessarily the weapon requirements for the golem, but I am pretty certain that it's something that we, you know, something that we can get rather easily. There is also a video that I want to do where we go into the Crimson and we keep on fighting enemies in the Crimson until we get a Crimson key mold, because if you guys remember that in our dungeon there is a Crimson chest, and inside that Crimson chest holds a very good quote-unquote melee weapon called the Vampire Knives. And the Vampire Knives are a really good weapon because every time you hit an enemy with them, you actually get a small amount of health back, and that is a really good weapon to have because we are getting into the part of hard mode where things are getting a lot more tricky, and especially with the bosses that we are about to do, such as Duke the Golem, well, not necessarily the Golem, but more like Duke Fishron and the Lunatic Cultist. We're going to need a weapon. We're going to need a weapon like that, as well as a lot of damage regeneration, as like health regeneration and things like that. Because as you guys know, health regeneration is a very important thing, especially in boss fights. So we're getting back into the territory that I didn't blow up, which is good. So this really didn't take me much at all. I thought I had destroyed more than this, but you know, I guess I didn't go too ballistic, but at the same time, you have to admit I did go a little crazy. But okay, so now that we got the basic foundation of our biome set up, actually I think this is good enough. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go down into our underground mushroom biome, if I can find it. It's pretty easy to spot. These are granite biomes. These are underground marble biomes, but the mushroom biomes shouldn't be too hard to spot. They are, yeah, you'll know them when you see them. Okay, here's our temple, our dungeon. I'm trying to think, where did we find an underground mushroom biome? I know that we found one at one point during our playthrough, but now I can't remember where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay, so now that we're down here, we need to start, we're going to be getting a lot of mushrooms, so we need to start getting like it, and if we can't buy, like if we can't get like glowing mushrooms, like if we can't get mushroom seeds or anything like that, we can just buy them from our dryad, because she sells different kinds of seeds, like jungle seeds and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to expand your jungle, you could do that. You know, I think that's what I'm just gonna do. But yeah, so here's our dryad. Let's see what she has to offer. So grass seeds, hallowed seeds. There have to be mushroom seeds here. I'm trying to remember where you get mushroom seeds, but it really doesn't matter anymore. So I'm just going to grab us a couple of these. Some mushroom seeds, because we need them. Okay. Now we are transforming this into an actual mushroom biome. And this, I believe, will glow like it does in the other biome, like it does in the actual underground. And you can only do this with mud blocks. So that's the reason why I only built this out of mud blocks, was because you can only build it out of mud blocks. So, let's keep going over here. There's a piece of dirt. We can easily get rid of that. Okay, here's some mud. Okay. Okay, another stack of mushroom seeds. And after a while, mushrooms will start growing on here, and it will officially become a mushroom biome. So, don't worry, I already have all of this figured out. So, I honestly think that I should mine out, like, at least 2 layers out of all of this dirt, and then replace it with mud, so that we can actually, I think they say that if you want to make your own biome, you have to have at least 3 layers of the block that you want to make, because that will help the biome grow. So, okay. Okay, so you see, mushrooms are already starting to grow here. So that means that we're actually being successful in making this mushroom biome. And you'll also notice that the biome's background is actually changing. So that means that we are now in a mushroom biome, and a mushroom tree just grew right in front of us. So there we go. So if we keep this going for a little bit, we should eventually get the truffle NPC, and we can buy what we need from him in order to progress further. So now that we have that, I am actually hoping that he spawns sometime soon. Also, make sure that you don't have any walls anywhere in your biome, because that will prevent things from growing. So there's that. So I actually saw something. This is actually the first time I've actually been up here in this place, in our garden area. But now that we have a strange plant, so we're gonna take it over to this guy, and so I just talked to him about strange plants, and we got some living ocean dye. I want to see what it looks like on our wings. I believe it looks good. Let's come up here and give them a try, shall we? Ooh, nice. I really like that. Okay. And I don't know if I want to dye my helmet just yet. I wonder what it would look like if we were to put the ocean dye on it. I have absolutely no idea. Let's just take a quick look. It never hurts to experiment. Ew, yeah, I kind of don't like that. But, you do what you can do. And, I think it's time we got rid of this sky blue dye and put the living blue dye on our fairy. Ooh, oh man, that looks cool. Okay, I'm definitely keeping the living blue dye on our fairy now. Let's see, can we also do it to our pet? I'm pretty certain you can. So there's the seaweed. Let's put the living dye on him. Oh man, that's cool. So I don't think I'm gonna be taking these dyes off of my things anytime soon, but I think I may want to expand this a little bit more. I'm not sure, but but we will do what we can do. And I think in order to get the guy to spawn, you actually have to build him a house in this biome. So I'm gonna start the new segment, and then that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now we're going to, I did pick up some mushrooms back in the underground jungle biome, but that doesn't really matter now. So we got some more glowing mushrooms. We're going to need more than that. So I just got myself a full stack. We probably won't need that much, but we're also going to get some mushroom walls. We're going to make this mushroom themed, for the sake of immersion and stuff like that. We're not going to give him a bed, but we are definitely going to give him a mushroom chandelier, a mushroom clock. I'm going all out with the whole mushroom thing right now. Let's see. I'm trying to find... Oh, yeah, the mushroom chairs. We're going to need those. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to build him his own house here. We're not going to make it too big, but we want it to be big enough. Okay, I don't want to completely wreck the terrain. We already did that in the last episode. I don't think anybody wants to remember what happened in the last episode, but it's okay. So now we're going to start placing down this. We're going to start building this thing. Mushroom doors. Okay. Okay. Gonna do the same thing on this side. Now we're going to build the roof over. Okay. Gonna put in the wall. Disable infinite reach for this part. For some reason the rain is lagging my game, but that's okay. I mean, I can deal with a little lag. Okay, after we get this segment done, I'm gonna turn off smart cursor, enable infinite reach. Okay, and we're gonna put 2 chandeliers in here, so I hope that suits everybody. Actually, I'm a stickler for symmetry, so please forgive me if I keep on doing this. Okay, so now we're going to put in a mushroom workbench, mushroom chair. The reason why I always use workbenches is because I never know when I'm going to have to craft something. So, so there's the reason why I always use workbenches instead of actual tables. So now I'm going to place down a clock. So, and I don't know if I should place down some chests, but I already have plenty of storage space in our base. So now all we have to do is wait and see if we will actually get our truffle to move in here. And the key to summoning the truffle is that you have to build it. You have to build the base inside the mushroom biome. If you build it anywhere else, you're just going to get some other NPC that you don't need. But anyway, so there's that. We just completed that base in no time at all. I'm trying to think of what else we can possibly do. I don't know if I collected any seeds. I mean, I've basically had this entire garden section built since pre-hard mode, and I have not used it at all. So, there's a good idea. I think I'm just going to do some, another strange plant. We might get some better dye. I'm going to, take out some seeds. We're just gonna start planting stuff up there. I want to start planting it. I want to start, planting stuff. I believe you can only plant deathweed in certain biomes like Crimson, but you never know. So first off, before we do that, we're gonna go up here. We're going to say, hey, we got another strange plant, and then we're going to see what other kinds of mysterious dye we got. Ooh, we got grim dye. Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Oh, I like the wings. It makes a really good contrast. So I think I'm going to keep this dye on for now. Oh, and you can actually see like this little particle effect coming up off of him. That is really cool. So, oh, I completely forgot. It needs to be actual dirt blocks that you place these down on. But it's okay, I can fix it later. But, what else can we do? What else could we do with the remaining time we have? I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. But basically, highlights for today's video: we got our Savage True Knight's Edge. We managed to convert that atrocity that used to be over here into our mushroom biome. We built the mushroom house for our truffle, and we managed to get some pretty cool looking dye so that we can make our character and our pets look even cooler. So I guess if there's nothing else for us to do, I am going to say thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please leave me a comment down below telling me what you would like to see me do in future episodes. Also, be sure to check out my forest playthrough if you haven't already. It only has 2 episodes right now, but I'm currently working on that. And I've also recently opened a DeviantArt account, and I've posted over 160 pictures on it so far. I will be sure to leave a link to that down in the description below so that you guys can go check it out for yourselves. So this is Just the Savage, aka the Spectrum Gamer. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time.